it's a box with boxes inside it.
Wow.
More tokens, standees, everything. Darn, that is a thick rulebook. So far, everything I'm touching is feeling good. By the way, this thing's like handling all my abuse. You can't see what I'm doing, but I am cheating. Infernal Tinder. Welcome back to Unboxandconquer. Today we have Phantom Epoch. Here it is, a very big game with lots of glare on it. But first, let's get rid of this cellophane and see if that helps. It does. Who thought removing the shiny plastic might reduce the glare? There we go. Get it back into frame, or else Trevor will come at me with a pitchfork. So this is Phantom Epoch, or Epoch, however you want to say it, by doTERRA Games. It is a sci-fi campaign game, and it is large. As you can see on the table, this is the largest game we've probably filmed on the Unboxandconquer. But it's a pretty nice artwork. I like this whole standing out, looking at a world through a spaceship window. Yes, we will open this box shortly. But first, we must admire the advertising. I guess that's what a box basically is, because you see this on the shelf in a game store, and you're just going to look at all the pretty pictures because you can't open it yet, because you haven't bought it. But this is a game. It's got 40 missions. It's a cooperative game. You get 6 minis, 600 cards, 255 tokens, a lot of standees, a whole bunch of other stuff. But we're not here to go through all that. We want to look at it. So, let's open this box. I late pledged on this for the deluxe edition, which reminds me, I gotta step over there and grab the rest of it. 1 second. The deluxe edition also comes with these items, except for the dice. I did pay extra to get an extra set of dice, because I figured other players may want their own dice. So the deluxe gets the Volanen character race expansion, and it also comes with the Arsonist class expansion. So species expansion, class expansion. We'll open those last with the dice. So it is a big campaign game. Hopefully not as big as Gloomhaven, because I have yet to finish that, and I doubt I ever will at this point in life. It's just a fact. So, you got all these tokens. I will open said token tray. At the end of this video, not really the end, well, towards the end, I am going to rebox this thing, so there will be a cut where you don't have to sit here and watch me punch out everything. This is how you use the new tokens, so that you can see how everything goes back into the box. So we got some advertisements for $10 off previous game, and then we have an advertisement for the Foreteller app, which also came with the deluxe version. Then we have your spaceship board. You can upgrade it. These actually pop out, if I remember correctly. I will risk doing that off camera in case I rip it. Alright, so then we got traps and obstacle tokens, double-sided. I'm not a big fan of double-sided tokens, because then you always have to remember what's on both sides. We have all kinds of bad guy standees, and maybe even companion animal standees. That's what these little wolves are, I believe. That was on the, probably these two, because these two look like they're gonna fight. Condition tokens, Nova tokens, the damage token, a door token, some number counter tokens. Now these are double-sided, but they have the same picture on both sides, not front and back. That's okay. More standees, more tokens, chests. Oh, band-aids, because you need band-aids. Oh, it's easily popping out. Objective orbs. More tokens, standees, everything. And even more. Look at them. these also count as money and upgrades, the Nova Core stuff. But the main selling point of this game, god darn, that is a thick rulebook.
That thing thick!
The novel. It, from what I've watched and read, it plays very closely to Gloomhaven. It is not an exact Gloomhaven clone, but you can tell it's heavily inspired by Gloomhaven, which most campaign games nowadays, in my humble opinion, are influenced by Gloomhaven, which is not a bad thing. It definitely helps when you're playing a new game. If you've already played Gloomhaven, you have a foundation, and you can just adjust the rules from there. This is a stop. That means there's spoilers. I'm not sure if I want to show you the spoilers or not. That might be a separate video entirely. So we're not going to look at anything that says stop. We're just going to look at components. So far, everything I'm touching is feeling good. It's quality. Like, this thing is, like, gonna last. This thing's thick. These tokens are... You look cool. Come here. So this little guy, pretty thick. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna get damaged anytime soon. And I know this has a unique standee base, which is gonna probably influence a lot of other campaigns to start copying that, because it's a really innovative way. Yes, listen to those crinkles. It's a very innovative way of using the bases for counting health. And when we get to the bases, which are probably deeper into this box, I will show you. So you get 2 books for the mission. By the way, this thing's like handling all my abuse. So, unlike Gloomhaven, we have map books straight out the gate. Jaws of the Lion style. But Phantom Epic style, because there's 2. Now, this isn't going to spoil anything, because this isn't all like the preview videos and all that. This is the tutorial. So, all your mission data is going to be up here. And then your map. So your little guys are going to go here. And then you're going to have to do your mechanics, or objectives, activities, actions, whatever you would like to call them, whatever they call them. I have not identified the exact word they use for this game. But you're getting the idea. You're going to open a door, you're going to escape, you're going to start the game. So this is basically going to walk you through like a tutorial of a video game. Also like Jaws of the Lion. Okay, I'm going to stop with the Gloomhaven reference now. But it's going to teach you how to play. And as you progress, as you flip through the book and advance the map, you're going to see mechanics, rules. You're going to learn more organically than if you just sat down, read the book, and then went at it. So, as you just saw, the footprint on the table for the map is going to be these 2 books flipped out like that. I don't know if they have any maps on the top sides. No. So this side is basically always going to be words. This side is always going to be map of some form. Yes, you can't see what I'm doing, but I am cheating. So yeah, what I just said. Information. Fight. Mission A and B. And they go together. But now they go to the side. This has game trays in it. I've only had 1 game with game trays so far, and that is my Project L set. And I feel the game trays are sturdy and feel good. Like, I have no problem seeing game trays as a component listed on a campaign. So everything's going to go in here. And like I said, I will be cutting and demonstrating how to repack this box with everything inside these trays. Because this is a big game. It's gonna have lots of questions. But right now, we're just stacking things to the side so we can go through it. It's another good game tray. Now, it does have game trays for all the characters, so you can save your game, because this is a game you do not play in one go, and I keep pulling out a frame, so Trevor's gonna yell at me. So, it holds your mini, and your cards, your tokens. I will put 1 character in one of these, just for demonstrations. So, here we go. We got... this is during gameplay. This is for, like, your you put your bad guy stuff on here. You get 4 of them. These are also made by Game Trays, obviously, because it would make no sense to have one tray not made by Game Tray when everything else is Game Tray. So, player aids. I will open the player aids. Every player is going to get a set of player aids as soon as I figure out. I think these are like your training player aids. And here are the actual player aids. I will have to look it up in the book. But anyway, you're going to get like 3 of these for each player. These are your player aids, and they, I think they're a little mixed up right now. But I will figure that out later. Oh, let's talk about the card quality. These almost feel like plastic, but I know they're not. They get like a 9 out of 10 on the card score. I think the only people who are going to be able to get a 10 out of 10 will be Chip Theory, because they use plastic cards. So here's your another stop. Can't look at that. Worksheets, which also do not unlock until told. Okay, we'll just plop that over there. So you have your character sheets and your campaign sheet. So every person's going to get one of these. You're going to name your character. You're going to write down what you are, because you do build a character in this game. You don't just pick a character from like the game we shall not mention. So you can pick your race, your class, and then your starting equipment. And then your campaign, which is going to have a fame track for each planet, what missions you've unlocked, and so forth. I like that they're colored and not just black and white. That makes me happy. These are your adversary boards. They don't say flip. No, shoot, they do say stop. Alright, so I will not be showing you these because they say stop. Anyway, these are 6 different boards in this sleeve that we're not going to show. But these are your boss. Right, then we got, here is the counters for what I was mentioning. So each one of these, we need a standee. Where'd that standee go? Come here, little guy. You're gonna be a... So you're gonna stick your standee in here, which feels pretty good without crushing the cardboard or chipboard. Now, right now, this guy has no health, because we haven't opened up the other thing. And it comes in multicolors, so we'll give him a baby blue. And it clips on like so. Say he has a starting health of 6. So he's set up for 6. Now to make it 16, you take one of these additional discs, which count as 10 hit points. You just click it onto the bottom. Now he's got 16, or she. I don't really know what I'm holding. It looks like a crystal man, so we'll go with a dude. Or maybe it's a woman. It's hard to tell. It's an alien. Don't fault me. Okay, so it has 16. So you knock him down to 10. You can rotate this to 10. And then you just pop off the 10 counter, and he's coming out of his little thing. And now he's down to 10. And then you just... This is a little harder to turn. There we go. So that is the new way of doing the counters. They also work on your minis, which, here's a mini. Let's check out one of these. I grabbed the big buff dude that's on like the cover of the box. That was unintentional. So, mini. He's pretty well sculpted. So he will snap on like so. Same deal. You got his... Well, good, he is sturdy, because I was about to say, if you gotta grab your mini and twist him all over the place on this thing, that could definitely put a lot of strain on the little ankle joints, or his toe joints, because he's not connected that way. But this, he feels like he is rock. Like going in there, he is in there. But again, you will set him to his thing, you'll add his counters, and you can even add like multiple. So he's got like 30, where am I at? 37. He's got a lot of health. He's at 37 health. So every time he gets knocked down by 10, you just pop a disc off, like so. And that is how you do that. I will be painting them because there's only 6. Thankfully, there is only 6. And now I can't get these 2 apart. That will be probably an issue in the beginning. But once you move them around a lot, things will get broken. We have special secret dice. I know these are dice. Come on, everyone knows these are dice, but they're secret dice. Put those to the side. So let's look at each mini, if I can get them all out of their little baggies. So you start off with 3 races in this game. The Slink, the Grollock, and the Human. And now that I have the 4th race, this one is a Slink, I believe. Yes, this is the Slink. This is the female Slink. They got little spots for them, so that's good. We're just going to start throwing stuff on the floor like usual. This is the female Human. She has the standard military space bun for her hairstyle. And I bet this guy's going to look like Commander Shepard. Slightly. From Mass Effect. I was right. See if I can get him to focus. And the female Grollock. The first guy was the Grollock, the male version. So you get the choice of being a man or woman, but they're all aliens, so you can decide what you really want to call yourself. And that is the other version of the Grollock. Here's your standard dice, which all I did was buy extra of for each player. This is like your directional die, and then these are combat dice, if I remember correctly. But this is the one set that comes in the game. And I figured if it's a 1 to 4 player game, everyone should have their own dice, because nobody likes sharing dice. At least in my world. So what do we got here? We got a stop. We got the player cards. We can look at these. So these are thicker cards. Yeah, these are pretty thick. You got your male human, your female human. They have the same special ability and all. This is the same, but it's just different appearance. You got your female Slink. You got your male Slink. You got your male Grollock, Grollock, which is probably like, or that's the woman one. It's a lizard. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of hate in the comments from this. It'll be okay. This is the more masculine one. So those are your characters. They'll go on your character boards, which are in these boxes, and we will get to in a moment. What we got here? We have stuff. No shit. Now these are like item cards, and they don't say stop, so we can open them. I believe some of these might be like some of your, so you got some levels on there. These might be like achievement. We'll find out exactly what they are when I flip them over and my brain works. So, these are going to be attachments. These are leveled attachments. Also, like items, like there's a grip stabilizer, stun charge. This is a broken one. You gain 1 Nova Cell, then return the attachment to its deck. So that's a way of getting some money. adhesive grips. Yeah, these are your item cards. And there's going to be different ways to get those, I'm sure. So they'll go right back there. Okay, what we got here? We got Tier the Spara. That's a planet. I don't know how much I should open of this game. Let's look at this. These are your adversary cards. If I can get into them. So, these are your adversary cards. And I believe this one does like a race and class type layout. So you'll have like your board. You got the wolf cards, since they're on top. Yep. So you'll have like your wolf cards. You'll shuffle them up, and you'll like most likely lay them here, and then flip. And that's what that action's gonna do. And then here we are with the wild beast. And then this will go probably right there. And then you'll flip. That's my best guess. I have not read setup yet. But you do use a combo of a species and type or class. Not sure what you would call these. Let's there's our drop. We gotta have that. So yeah, so wild beast will most likely go with the wolf. In my opinion, a wolf is a wild beast. So you shuffle these up, and then these are going to go... These coordinate to the colors of the base. I do know that. Then you would do whatever you need to do to fight it. The details are in the rulebook. I don't do how to plays. I just show you cards. Okay, so these are story cards, like events. I guess we can open these. I'm not gonna... If you pause this to read it and spoil it for yourself, that's on you. I'm not gonna read the card to you. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. So, story, Expedition 1. So a bunch of story cards for each planet. So these are probably like tutorial style, and then it goes to planet. These are probably side quests, honestly. I think these are gonna be like your roads or your city quests from the game we're not talking about. So, there. Not opening. Alright, so here we go with some adversary cards. I think this is going to be like the class that I mentioned for the bad guys. So, wolf, wild beast, so you'll know what cards to pull. Timeless sentry, so this is going to give them they're going to give them their stats, so you know how to fight them and everything. But I'm pretty sure a level 4 guy is pretty hard compared to a Grolic archer, which is probably a starter enemy. So you have a harder version and then a lower version, depending on what level in the game you are. So we could flip them over. These are all going to be lower level than the ones I just had. So 3, 4. Now you know how to fight those. What are these little cards all wrapped up? Okay, so we got some trap condition tokens. I do know this is a stop. So, I do know this. This is like, we gotta set up your deck. I am not opening very well. These are not, there we go. So, you will take your level 5s, oops. So you're gonna shuffle all your level 6s. You're going to take a certain amount of these number 1 through 5, shuffle them, and then you put them on top. And that's kind of like your event deck for your mission. These count like round 1 through 5, and then when you get, which are easier, I believe. And then when you get to round 6 and up, it's like your time is running out probably, and things are getting a lot harder, and you probably should like focus on getting the mission done instead of just chasing loot crates, like I do. Doesn't say stop. Let's see what it is. Condition tokens, round flow. Okay. I don't really know what these are right off the bat. But these are your player adversaries. Each person will get 3. They're already set up. I was wrong in the beginning. Sue me. No, don't sue me. Trevor, cut that.
Nope.
Stop! You can't live at the laboratory. Tiers. Let's give this a little quick flick through. If we can get this strip. There we go. Alright, so this says tier and the planet, which these are items you can get on the planet. I decided to look at it off camera just to make sure I wasn't spoiling anything. So this is like items you can buy on those planets with Nova cores. Nova cores act as your currency and your energy source. Let's open. So this has progression. So these are your starting classes: healer, warrior, rogue, and ranger. And you can advance, I think twice, or yeah, twice. You can advance to commando, sharpshooter, spy, assassin, bodyguard, combat medic, surgeon, and survivalist. We will not be opening this set, but we will open, after I get them all back in there. I do like how thin they are. That makes me happy. Let's open the warrior, because I like playing the warrior classes in games, and this is a starter class. It will be open to anyone who buys this game, but let's see what a player looks like. Yep, that's everything. Okay, so you get your player board. Ta-da! And this will also all fit into the save box that is sitting right here, which you will see shortly. So you're going to pick your race. Let's move that out of the way. Come here. What is this one? We are the Grolic. So the Grolic will go there. You got your armor places. You have your temporary card. You have a persistent card. This is where your bandages are going to go if you need to heal. If you heal both, you got to wait till the end of the mission. You can't heal anymore. Your equipment cards for your weaponry is going to go here. And then there is gain barrier and vengeful when something happens with those icons. So that is a player dashboard. For the warrior, let's see what the warrior cards are. What is this? Oh, these are like your starter equipment. So when you open the box, you're going to get your first starter equipment. And it's going to go maybe there. It's going to go here. It's going to go somewhere right there. And then you'll have your handy dandy little attack cards right there. I do like the art. That is pretty cool. So you're going to have attacks. Now, say you don't want to do this attack, you can use it for movement. And you got different levels of move. Like, that means you can just run away. So, this is just your actions. And I believe you have a limited number of cards you can bring into a mission. We're not going to say it. So that is the warrior. Now, before we move on to the cut, where I put all this stuff into its box and show you how to repack everything all nice and neatly without it being in shipping mode, I guess you can call it. Oh wait, we missed one pack of cards. Let's see, what is this? We shall find out. Boss cards. That's the back of them. Alright, so this is basically like your boss attack deck. I'm not going to flip it over. So when you're fighting a boss, they're going to use this. That makes sense, because bosses tend to have more powerful attacks than your basics. So we are now going to look at the additional Volanin race species expansion, which is just giving us an additional character. Again, we got that cool spaceship look out at a world type deal. You are a bird. There we go. So you'll get a standee. If you want to play with standees, you can. You do not have to use the minis. So you have your standees. You have your little character portraits. You want to be an avian race. And then you have your minis. Jeez, all up in there. Oops. So that's what's in the Volenin race box. I don't know if I'm going to have to keep these boxes or not, or if they will fit into here, but we will find out. And then we have the Arsonist class, which will have all 3 tiers of advancement for the Arsonist class. Again, with the same aesthetic on looking out at a fiery planet, because you're a fire monster. So, that was pretty simple. It's a box with boxes inside it.
Wow.
So this is your starter. You start as the Arsonist, and you go to Flameborn or Pyromancer. I don't know which one's first. You have to play this race to find out. But let's see what it looks like. So, character board. Bam! All the character boards are basically going to be the same, with different artwork. Because that's standard. I'm not going to set it up for you. You've seen how it is. Each one will be different. If I can get it, there we go. Let's see your cards. There's the card back for that. And it comes with Infernal Tinder as its starter thing. We got Staff, Sweep, Focused Heat, lots of fire-based items. I would expect nothing less from a class called Arsonist. But that is it for now. I'm now going to cut the video and put everything the way it's supposed to and then rebox it for you. Welcome back. I have now gone through the game and organized it, and it took me probably an hour. This is a lot of stuff. Not as bad as Frosthaven. That took me 3 hours to go through and put away and organize and all that. But that's kind of fun for me. I enjoy it. So this is where all your characters and monsters are. I'm not really pleased that they just kind of jumble them up by race. But they are in the box. The only thing different that I did that's not in the how to repack the official video is I put the character standees with the character mini. And then I put this slink adversary into the spot where the characters would go. That's the only change I did. So your cards, they all have their own little slot, and these definitely should be able to fit sleeved cards. These got lots of space for all the different things. Your characters are now over here. Here's your boxes. Now, so everything's now in their designated game tray slot. There's the books, those cards I messed up at the beginning. So now we're done. So this is what an empty set up character save tray is, because obviously no one's playing this yet. So you put in the little stand and your player aid cards into the box. So, and then they just slot into that spot like so, which is really handy. And this one, I pulled out the warrior stuff and I put it all into the box so you can see what it looked like. So you can put your mini along with the base, including the standee, if you want to use the standee instead of the mini. But it fits in there. And then your player aids, and then here's all your starting cards, your starting Radiant Spark, and then your action cards. All into the little box, and your player dashboard. Fits all nice and neat with the lid. So in the middle of like a mission, or when you're just tired of playing, you can pause. And then you got your bosses, which are going to go right there. You have your ship tray, and now I will show what it looks like under here. Is you just put your shipboard on there. And there's your workshop sheets, which we are not opening. So you got your mystery dice, and you have your mystery little box. And then you divide these cards up into, now these are ability type deals and items for each planet. So you got all your little planets all separated now. So you put your little secret workbook back, your upgradable ship, which these do pop out. I did pop one out. And then you can put them right back for if you want to reset the campaign, play with a new group of people, or just want to play again. You can do so. And then the lid goes back on. Like so. Boop. And then into the box. Boop. Now, your tokens. This took the most. I have a feeling I could get some of these dice into this little dice tray thingy, but I'm not gonna do that. I was able to get the Volanin items into the base box. Unfortunately, there's a good strong see, empty. So this box will end up in the garbage because I don't save game stuff that I don't need. Unfortunately, I could not get the class components into the base box, so I will have to hang on to this. But we got all your tokens, your dice, your little health counters, your damage, your orbs, your chests, your round cards or event cards, your bandages, and your Nova cores. All in their respective slots. And then, into the box. And now we go with Mission Book B, Mission Book A. I don't know why I moved that out of frame. And then your rule book, and your stat book, and then your little advertisements. And there will be no lid lift as we slowly press all the air out.
Little note from the editor, don't forget to like and subscribe.